Today we're going to do an introductory to yoga. And today we're going to be focusing on balance, okay? So let's go ahead and get started with a warm up. Today we're going to do a sun salutation. This is a series of movements called a sequence that we see in most yoga classes, okay? So I have a little chart to follow along, but you can also watch me. We're going to start with our hands at our heart. Okay, take a big deep inhale, hands go up above our head. Exhale, our hands come down to the floor. Inhale, we're going to kick our legs back into what we call a plank pose, okay? Hands and feet are on the floor. Exhale, we're going to go all the way down to our bellies. Inhale, we're going to pick our head and chest up, kind of looks like a little snake. Exhale, dip back down to the floor. Inhale, we're going to get up to our hands and knees. Exhale, we're going to plant our feet down and our hips are going to go all the way up in the sky. Okay? Exhale, we're going to walk our hands back and inhale, hands go all the way to the top and we are where we started, hands at our heart. Okay? So, I want you guys to pause the video and go through that sequence 5 times. This is going to not only warm up our muscles, but it's also going to stretch them so we are ready for yoga poses. So let's think about 3 things that we need to do in order to have good balance while we're doing yoga. Okay, the first is alignment. And you might be wondering, what is alignment? I want you guys to think of it, think of Legos when we think of alignment. So we have a little drawing here. We see a really nice strong tower, right? One Lego stacked on top of the other. And then we have some that are staggered. We know, we've all played with Legos, that the tower that's nice and straight with the blocks stacked one right on top of each other is going to be the stronger tower. The one that you can't knock over. The one that has more balance. The same thing can be said with our bodies, okay? I'm going to go back to this pose called tree pose, which is 1 foot on the ground, 1 foot kicked up. Okay, it's kind of challenging. It's a perfect way to show balance. So if you notice, so where's that nice straight tower when I'm using my body to balance? You can see my foot from my leg all the way through up into my trunk and then my head, right? We have a nice straight line creating a nice strong balance and a nice tower. You're going to kind of see this in a lot of yoga poses. We're going to have a lot of straight lines just like this tower because it's going to provide a lot of support and balance in poses. Okay, the next thing we need to know and think about is points of support and balance. Even right now as I'm standing, we might not think about it, but what's grounding us to the floor? For me, right now, it's my feet. 2 points of balance, right? 1, 2. Typically, you can have 1, 2, 3, or 4 points of balance. You can't have 0 because that would mean you're up in the sky, okay? But let's give some really quick examples, okay? In a downward facing dog pose, how many points of balance? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? We have, let's see, triangle pose. So we have 1, 2, and hand goes down to make 3. Going back to alignment, just something to notice, because we have a lot of nice lines, we're going to see a lot of shapes in our body. So do you see the triangle here? And notice the triangle right there. We're going to see a lot of shapes, okay? You can see them on my diagram. I drew shapes. It's because of those straight lines, which again shows alignment. The next thing we need to think about is a calm body, okay? Tomorrow, we're going to explore. I just want you guys to start thinking about it. Let's go back to tree pose as a good example. So we're here in tree pose. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard when you think of yoga, you think calm, peaceful, just breathe. And that is because a calm body, our heart rate is not high, helps us balance, okay? So you can try this pose and do 10 jumping jacks or run in place and try it again and tell me, which one's easier? Which one helps with balance, okay? Another thing that we need to think about when we think of balance is our body relaxed. Again, that theme of relaxation and calm. Because when we have a stiff body and we're tightening up, does it make it harder or easier to balance? I want you guys to experiment at home, okay? Another thing to think about when it comes to helping our balance is a point of focus, okay? If we're here and our heads are moving around, is that easy to balance? Not for me. So something to think about is if you're in a classroom, you can look straight at the wall and pick something and it'll help you balance. But if you're outside on a blacktop, maybe 2 to 3 feet ahead of you, okay? We look, find a point of balance. Does that help with your balance? What if we take away our vision? Let's take one eye away. Ooh, how does that affect our balance? How about 2 eyes? Would it help if I pretend to focus on my belly button? Does that give me a place to focus? Again, these are things we're going to practice tomorrow. We're going to play, first we're going to do a game where I throw out flashcards and I'm going to do the poses, okay? Each student's going to have a flashcard. And you guys, we're going to start talking about how many points of balance I have when I'm in that pose. Then it's going to be your guys' turn. So we're going to roll some dice. I'm going to either roll 1, 2, 3, or 4, and I need you guys to show me all. We are going to go through a bunch of poses, so you should have some idea of what poses we can do. To do either 1 point of balance, 2, 3, or 4. I'm going to be checking for understanding of the concepts that we learned today of alignment, points of balance, and a calm body through a summative assessment where I'm going to walk around and see how well you guys are doing with those games. And I'm also going to be doing a formative assessment, which is going to be really easy and fun. It's going to be a worksheet where we have 2 poses, same pose. One's going to have good alignment and one's going to have bad alignment. And you guys circle the one with good alignment. And you're also going to circle how many points of balance and write that number. Okay, that's also how I'm going to be checking for understanding. Again, tomorrow we need to show proper alignment, points of balance, and a calm body in order to be able to have fun with our game tomorrow. Okay? I'll see you guys tomorrow.